What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This week we're talking about the harder you work, the more delusional you become, unless you put together a plan to take advantage of the fruits of your labors so that you can have a financial future that's brighter than your financial present. I believe it's Proverbs 14:23 that states, "In all labor there's profit." And the question becomes, what do you do with that profit? Well, you can be a barista at Starbucks, you could be an engineer, you could be an HVAC technician, doctor, lawyer, nurse, you name it. It doesn't matter what your occupation is. In all labor, there's profit. The challenge becomes, how do you take that profit, or better yet, create a life that your labor produces profit so that you can have a brighter financial future than you currently have today. And I believe there's 4 things you can do that I've done over the past 20 some odd years. And trust me, it's been a roller coaster of trial and error the whole time. And I found some things that have worked successfully. And I found those things out by doing some things that hadn't necessarily worked successfully. But one of the primary things I found out is, if you do not have a plan, then in actuality, you plan to fail. So I believe the old adage goes, if you fail to plan, then in actuality, you're planning to fail. So number 1 is to put together a plan on where you want to be in the next 12 months, the next 3 years, the next 5 years. You pick a timeline and then work back from where you want to be to where you are today, and then you start working hard towards cultivating and becoming the individual capable of accomplishing the things you set out for yourself. And the first thing you should do is determine, 1, what is it you want for your financial life? Do you want to have a savings of $100,000 with investments in real estate, stocks, or even a small startup? Do you just want to have all your bills paid and have some reserves of $50,000 so that you have the peace of mind to go about your work without the stress of something happening and you're having some type of financial emergency? Or you want to be flat out wealthy? You want to get money out of the way so you can live the life of whatever your dreams are, whether it's traveling the world, whether it's teaching people how you've done what you've done. Whatever it is, you can do that if you design a plan based on who you desire to become, based on where you are today, and then working towards that objectively. Then the next thing you want to do in order to make that happen, once you've determined who you want to be, what you want your financial future to look like, determine where you are today. January 21st, 2024. Where are you today? Break out a pencil and pad and write out. You can do this with your computer or your smartphone, but I encourage you to, get an old-fashioned piece of paper and pencil out so you can feel and touch the paper. You can smell your surroundings. You can see what you're writing down, and you can incorporate as many of your senses as you can as you embark upon this new journey. And you want to write down where you are, how much you owe, consumer debt, what your monthly expenses are, what you have to have, what are your wants that you spend on a regular basis, and also determine how much money you have coming in. Do you just have a job with one income that pays you weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the case is? How much time you're allocating to getting money? Do you have extra time in between, sleeping and eating and working? If there's extra time left, you can squeeze in some door dashing or some Ubering or a side hustle. You might like photography or videography or graphic design, anything that can bring you extra money to get you closer to your goal. Then ultimately, I encourage you to do that. And then once you've determined where you are, I want to tell you to make your first investment. And what would that be? Investing in yourself. Chances are, if you're watching this video, You've gone through kindergarten through 12th grade. All of us are required to do so, even if you had to get your GED or you just seed your way out of high school, or you all the way up and got a PhD. You know, if you became a doctor or a lawyer, you got higher education. Here's what I can guarantee you. Over the course of your formal education, you probably learn very little about money and how money works. So I want you to make your first investment in learning how money works. Invest in some books that educates you on how money works. Investing, saving, things of that nature, budgeting. They say budgeting is a 4-letter word, but I'm here to tell you, budgeting is a key fundamental on getting your arms around money management. And one of the best definitions I heard was from a guy by the name of Dave Ramsey, who says, all budgeting is telling your money where you want it to go, opposed to having your money tell you where it went. And I promise you this, if you don't have a plan for your money on paper before you get it, once you get it, your money will make plans to leave you. So the first investment you want to make is on your own personal education. They say formal education will earn you a living, whereas self-education will earn you a lifestyle. And it'll make you quite wealthy. The better you become, the better your life becomes. And so take some time, and you don't even have to necessarily spend the money. You can go on YouTube, Spotify, podcasts, audio books, physical books. You know, I love the tactile of touching and feeling of books, but find an educational format that you can consistently do on a regular basis and daily. Make that a new daily habit to learn something new about how money works. Because the more educated you become on how money works, you can now better position the profits from your labor to start working for you. And I'm going to say something contrary to what you're probably hearing these days due to inflation and all of that, is that you'll hear other YouTubers or content creators talking about how saving is for losers. You know, if you're saving money, your money is losing its value every day. That you shouldn't have any money in savings. You should, have your money working for you. Well, that's all foolishness. And what they gloss over is, I promise you, everyone that says that has a pile of money somewhere that is for in case life happens. And get this, one of the most wealthy individuals on the planet, the 93-year-old godfather of investing, Warren Buffett, sits on over 100, I believe it's 130 plus billion, that's right, billion with a B dollars in a high-level savings account, waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of market inefficiencies. And if somebody worth hundreds of billions, tens of billions of dollars like Warren Buffett, and has done that his whole life, over 70, 80 plus years, has over 100 billion sitting to the side, shouldn't we all strive to have a few tens or maybe a few 100,000, or definitely have more than $500 sitting somewhere just in case life happens? And one of the most important things, second most important things when it comes to getting your arms around money management and creating that financial future that you desire is, once you've got your understanding of your budget, you want to develop the other arm of mastering money, which is saving. And all saving is having a discipline to get money, set a portion aside, and not touch it for immediate gratification or emergency gratification. It is simply, it becomes sacred money that at some point you're going to develop the skills to take that money and then allocate it towards income producing investments that will now position you to have a brighter financial future than you currently have today. I'm going to get into a few more of those things as we continue this conversation, YouTube. But I wanted to come on tonight and share with you all that in all labor there is profit. It is up to us to take the fruits of that labor and multiply them so that they can benefit us, our families, our communities, and we can be in a better position tomorrow than we are today, because we took the initiative to write our vision down, make it plain, and develop a plan. I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. This week, YouTube, hit that like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button. Let me know if you got anything of value in the comments from this week's video. And I'll see you all next week, YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Peace.